guys, welcome to Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out how would a tarot reader describe you. So thank you for giving me the honor of being that tarot reader for you. For the first group, we have this yellow stone. For the second group, we have this pink and purple stone. For the third group, we have this blue and white stone. So you can pause the video over here, meditate on all three, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the yellow stone, first let's take a look at your oracle cards. So the first one that we have over here is Mercury, open communication. Then we have Camel, be forbearing and patient. And then we have Samaritan, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So right off the bat, group 1, you guys are very good communicators. You just have this natural ability to put your point forth in a manner that everybody can understand. You know, you're the kind of people who speak to a person in a language that they don't just understand, but like in their language itself. You're very good at communicating yourself. You're very good at not keeping things to yourself. If something is troubling you, if something's bothering you, you just say it. You're the kind of people who are not afraid of calling a spade a spade. I'm not too certain at this point how much of that construction noise is my audio picking up on, so if it is, please excuse this. I mean, I can't help it. Anyway, getting back to your reading. You do not hold any sort of grudges or any malice towards anybody either. If somebody wrongs you, you say to their face that you got upset by it, you did not like it, and then you just move the heck on. You say what you have to, you finish off the chapter, you don't sugarcoat. There might be very strong air signs present in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So you say what you have to, you close out the chapter, and then you get going. You do not stay stuck in a situation because of the fact that you can't speak. You might be excellent orators throughout school and college. You might be the people given the job to host events, MC stuff. Even in your office during board meetings and whatnot, you're given charge to, make and give presentations and things like that. You also have this ability to hold the attention of the person that you're speaking to, which isn't easy. Oftentimes when somebody's talking to you, you tend to not pay attention, your attention span just deflects, you start paying attention here and there, you start getting very restless, but that's not the case when you're talking to somebody. In fact, I feel like you're so good at your communication skills that when you're talking, people can actually stop engaging in the conversation that they were already engaging in and pause to listen to what you have to say. I won't be surprised if you let me know around the comment section below that you guys have consistently won awards at debate events as such. Alright, coming to Camel. You guys are very patient. However, with open communication over here, I feel like there is of course an upper limit, as is with everybody else. But for the most part, you guys are very happy-go-lucky, easygoing. You do not let anything upset you very quickly. You might be very thick-skinned as well. You know, you listen from the left, you take it out from the right. You try to avoid as much as you can until it reaches your breaking point, and then, my God, heaven help whoever it is that messed with you. You are very kind and gentle in your approach to people. You're the kind of person who tries to understand why someone is saying something that they are or why somebody is behaving in a certain manner. You definitely are not the kind of people who jump to conclusions. If you are, then this might not be the right pile for you. So there is this natural calm that is very visible on your face as well. Like if somebody looks at you, many times you might have received compliments that you have a very naturally happy looking face, or that you always seem to be in a very good mood, or everybody likes your smile. You always seem to be lost in happy thoughts. You know how some people such as myself have a resting bitch face, but that's not the case with you. You always seem to be very much at peace and very contented and calm and quiet. You're not forced to be reckoned with, but that side of your personality, I feel like, comes out only when required, not all the time. With Samaritan over here, I also feel like you guys are very helpful. You guys might be actively involved in some social cause as well. Maybe you work with some NGO or you have an NGO of your own, but you definitely give a lot for social causes. You contribute as much as you can. There might be one particular cause towards which you especially feel very strongly for, so you try to help as much as you can. With Samaritan over here, another message is that you help people. They come to you for help because they know that you are kind of like a rescuer. You can show them the way. You can tell them what the right thing to do would be. In fact, another beautiful message with Samaritan over here is that you make friends with those people whom everybody else just seems to ignore for absolutely no reason, or maybe for stereotypes. You might have been the kind of kids in school who were the first ones to make friends with a new kid. Meanwhile, everybody else would have their inhibitions and not outright make friends with the new kids, but you guys were always very warm, very welcoming. You would show them around, you would give them a tour, you would help them catch up, things like that. You would volunteer to be their partners in group projects. So you are naturally very, very good people, group 1. All right, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have Death. You might be a Scorpio. Then we have Two of Cups, Cancer and Pisces coming in strongly as well. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and finally Knight of Pentacles. So like I had mentioned with forbearing and patient, and then again we have similar message over here with the Knight of Pentacles. You're not the kind of people who jump to conclusions. You like to take your time with things. You like to be very sure of the direction in which you're heading. You might be very careful planners as well. I don't think you ever do anything on impulse, group 1. Again, there's very strong community spirit over here with the Three of Pentacles. One message that I'm getting is that you might not be having a huge social circle. Maybe yes, you go out for parties and stuff, and there are a lot of people you speak to, but are those people necessarily your friends? Are those the kind of people who are always updated with your life? I don't think so. Your inner circle, I feel, comprises of barely 2 to 3 or say 5 people max. Some of them might be friends from school or college, or some of them might be friends you met later on in your life, but you like to keep things private. You have a very tight-knit inner circle, and that's just how you like it to be. I also feel like you have a very strong connection with your soul tribe, with your soulmates whom you've already met, and if you haven't already, then I feel like very soon you will be meeting your soul tribe. With Death over here, as I picked up with communication as well, you don't like to drag things unnecessarily. If something isn't serving you, you cut it out from your life and you keep moving. You like to keep things going. You do not like stagnancy. With Death over here, another message that I'm getting is that you're the kind of people who like to experiment with their looks. You might be the kind of people who get bored with stuff very easily. Whether it is your wallpaper of your phone, like the screensaver and all, whether it is your wardrobe or your hairstyle or your exercise routine or the kind of diet that you're following. You always like to switch things up. You always like to keep experimenting, keep changing. Maybe you have tried every color possible on your hair as well, but you like to keep changing, and not necessarily with the times, by the way. You might not be the kind of people who follow the latest fashion trends as such, but it's just that in yourself, like within yourself, you like to change. You like to keep transforming. With the Two of Cups, you guys are very good lovers. Like, you'll prove to, if you are currently not in a relationship, whenever you do get into a relationship, you will be getting compliments from your partner as well as anybody else who witnesses you as a like in a relationship, that you'll make a very good partner. You give and take in relationships equally. Like, you invest as much as the other person is. You never take any relationship in your life for granted, whether it is with your colleagues or whether it is with your friends or whether it is with your lovers. When you love, you love. You are the ride or die group, basically. An additional message that I'm getting for you, Group 1, is that if you are currently in separation with somebody, there is a very strong possibility of there being a rebirth of that connection. This person is approaching you, however, they're doing it very, very slowly, but know that they are on their way, and there is a very good possibility of you both reconciling with the Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles over here as well. I'm also getting that you guys make very good partners at work as well. Whether you are the team lead or whether you are just working with somebody in a team, you are a very good team player basically. You take everybody along with you. You do not like to take all of the credit. You like to give in as much as you can. You are the kind of people who don't necessarily do things out of expectations. That we like, if I do this, then I'll keep that tab open in my mind, and then maybe 2-3 weeks later down the line, if I need help, I can tell them that I did such and such a thing for you, so it's time you return the favor. You don't do that, Group 1. With Death, I'm also getting a sense that you guys are very forgiving people. Once you've said what you had to say, once you've gotten that load off of your chest, post that, like I mentioned, you then don't really bear any grudges. You're like, what, fine. To heck with them, to heck with that person, I don't care. You do have that sense of detachment to you. You don't let things upset you or bother you down that much. Okay. The next card and the final card for you is, in fact, a life tip for you, Group 1. So, this is stay in the present moment. Alright. So, this says, keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. So your life tip, Group 1, is to stay in the present, to just focus on the present, not stress too much about the past, not think too much about the future. Just be like a fish, keep swimming in the current and go with the flow. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you. Let me know down in the comment section how apt I was with your description. Do give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon. New videos are out every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You can also follow me on Instagram for daily picker card readings and DM me over there to book one if you're a follower. Otherwise, you'll find my email ID in the description box below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so for those of you who chose that pink and purple stone, first, let's take a look at your oracle cards, and please excuse the construction noises you might be hearing in the background. So the first card that we have for you is Lady Venus, Downloads and Understanding. Then we have Giraffe, Aspire to Higher Knowledge and Wisdom. And finally, we have Priest, Facilitates Spiritual Commitment, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So Group 2, there is a very high possibility that a lot of you might be fellow psychics or tarot readers yourselves. Maybe you right now only read for yourself, or maybe you read for others as well. Regardless, if you were not aware of this so far, let me tell you, Group 2, that you guys have immense psychic abilities, whether or not you realized it. It can be anything: clairaudience, clairsentience, whatever it is, clairvoyance. But you have the ability to see things beyond what is being shown to you in the 3D. One message that I'm getting very strongly is that a lot of you have the ability to do astral projections, which is why, especially with Downloads and Understanding over here, Group 2, you guys must definitely keep a dream journal. As soon as you wake up, write down whatever it is that you dreamt of. Your dreams contain messages for sure. Some of them might not make sense to you immediately, but I am absolutely positive that a couple of weeks or even months down the line, if you reflect back on your journal, you will see that things that you experienced or that happened to you in the 3D were already revealed to you, or at least some sneak peek was given to you in your dreams about things and about situations. So you guys are very deeply connected to spirit, very, very deeply connected to spirit. You might also be very tall, by the way, like have a good height, very nice long tresses. If you're a feminine, even if you're a masculine, maybe you like to keep your hair long. You're the kind of person who people come to for help. So you might be the agony aunts of your group. Maybe your friends and family know that you have psychic abilities, and even if they don't know, it's just that there's something about you, your aura, your energy, that people feel very safe in your company. People feel very safe when they're around you. Why? Because you're very good at removing people's fears. Because you have these abilities, group 2, I would strongly recommend to watch out for energy vampires, the kind of people who are only and only complaining about things to you, because that can tend to suck out your own energies. And after spending time with such people, you might feel very tired, very emotionally imbalanced. So you need to make sure what kind of people are you choosing to hang out with, what kind of people are you choosing to listen to. And if you are in a psychic field of work, which I'm sensing that a lot of you are, group 2, then definitely you should do some self-protection practices as well. You guys have a thirst for knowledge. You like to keep yourself updated with everything that's going on in the world. You might not necessarily be bookworms, but you do have your sources of getting knowledge. It can be through social media, it can be through websites, newsletters, online, whatever it is. But you like to read and you like to know about new things. Some of you might be having very, very good libraries at home. In fact, some of you might be having this hobby of collecting the original versions or like very old versions of some famous books or something like that. Maybe you have an entire collection of classics as well in your family that has been handed down to you. You also have this, just your intuition is so on point, group 2, that it is very difficult for people to cheat you, I feel, because you can already tell that they're lying. So you're very good lie detectors. You're naturally very good at stuff like that. You get premonitions, and I think that's mostly through your dreams, but for some of you it can be through other senses of yours as well. I'm also getting that you help people to identify the truth. You know, sometimes you naturally tend to get drawn towards people who need help, even if they might not be asking for it up front. And then you make it a point that you help them. And I don't think you expect anything in return from them. Maybe a lot of you already know that your life purpose is to use your powers to help others. And so here you go. You are already at it. And if you aren't, then you can start. You don't necessarily have to take it up as a full-time career, but you should definitely try it out as a side business or something like that. You're very intelligent, as I already mentioned. You are very good communicators on account of the fact that you have so much knowledge. If somebody starts talking to you, you will never run out of topics to talk about. The other person might, but you, group 2, never. That never happens to you. I also feel like you have this sense of knowing on your face, which is why sometimes some people might find you to be slightly intimidating, group 2, because once somebody starts talking to you and the moment they start knitting tails or making castles in the air and they see your face, they know that you know that they are lying. So oftentimes you might have noticed, group 2, that somebody starts talking to you and then they cut themselves short without you having uttered a single word. It's because they get to know that you figure out their lies. And I think this happens to a lot of you, that people start talking to you, they start telling lies, and then they cut themselves short because they realize, oh, I feel like YouTube has got my lies. So that's the thing. In fact, another thing that I'm getting with Priest over here is that if you haven't started doing tarot reading or whatever your other psychic abilities might be, if you don't do this professionally, but people around you are aware that you have this gift, you have this talent, there might be a lot of people who come to you for help, like especially friends, family, relatives. You know, what's the answer to this question? What's the answer to that question? I'm not saying that you shouldn't help them out, but definitely mind your own energies as well. And yes, don't forget about the dream journal. Alright, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have King of Pentacles, the Tower, Six of Wands, and Queen of Cups. You guys might be Taurus or Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't necessarily have to be. Can be present anywhere in your chart. You guys have a taste for luxury. You like to have a luxurious lifestyle. Maybe you don't have a very luxurious lifestyle right now, but I can tell you with the King of Pentacles that, and given the fact that you are so deeply connected to the universe, group 2, that you have the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. So if you have a taste for the riches, if you have a taste for luxury, you only like to wear branded clothes and fancy things and swanky watches and things like that, you can manifest those things into your reality, and trust me, it will work. With the tower over here, I'm also getting that a lot of you might be fellow indigo children or rainbow children. You don't like, I'm not saying that you create chaos. It's just that if something is very redundant, if something you feel just does not make sense in the current times, or some rules that you feel are senseless, then you break them. You do not follow them. You do not like to follow the status quo, basically, group 2. I'm not saying that you are very disrespectful or anything. It's simply that if it isn't making sense to you, nobody can force you to do something. That's the underlying message. Nobody can force you to do anything against your will. In fact, with Tower over here, I'm getting that you might be the forebearers of change in your surroundings, in your community. You might be the kind of people who are always at the forefront of marches, of protests, even if it isn't at a grand scale, even if it is just at your, school level, college level, at your office, or even in your building, you have a problem with the administration or something. But you are the first ones to speak up, and you make sure that you see things through, that you do bring about that change that you've been desiring, because you feel things at a very deep level, at a very, very emotional level. So unless or until you have brought about that change, you feel very restless. And as soon as things are taken care of course, you're back to being your normal self. You are somebody that's naturally very successful in your life. If you have set a bar for yourself, I would highly recommend if you keep on raising it higher and higher, because I see all of those things coming to you with a lot of ease. In fact, with the 6 of Wands, you are destined to be very successful and very rich, group 2. You might have noticed how, compared to the others in your life, you haven't had to struggle that much. I'm not saying that your life has been particularly easy and all rainbows and butterflies, but be honest and compare yourself to others. You might have noticed that you relatively had to struggle a tad bit less than your peers, your contemporaries. With Queen of Cups over here, you are totally into the whole self-love thing, and that is very good. Super proud of you for that, by the way. You should do more of it with the Queen of Cups over here. You need to, I think you already do, but if you don't, you most definitely should indulge yourself in activities which you like. Can be anything, like a skincare routine or a diet or whatever it is. I'm also getting that you guys might be night owls. You are more charged and active during the night than you are throughout the day. Always try to do things, group 2, which give you emotional satisfaction, and I feel like money automatically follows. And that's kind of actually a success tip for you, group 2, that as long as you decide to pursue those things which bring you emotional satisfaction, rest assured that money will follow you. An additional message that I'm getting from this lineup is that if you have been in a separation or are interested in somebody, maybe you had a breakup with them in the past, or you are currently in a separation from them, there is soon going to be a tower moment in your connection, and there is a possibility of you both reconciling over here with the 6 of Wands. There can be victory in this connection. Alright, now lastly, I have a life tip for you, and that is release self-judgment. So this says, even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. That's the thing. Because you guys are so good with your intuition, of course, ego tends to follow. And sometimes you might find it very difficult to differentiate between your intuition and your ego. So in those moments, know that all the negative thoughts that are coming in your mind, whether they are about yourself, especially the ones that are about yourself, that is all your ego. And the voice that is always very calm to you, that is very reassuring, that is your intuition. So do not let your mind get clouded with negative thoughts about yourself. Okay? So these are all the messages that I have for you. Let me know down in the comment section below how aptly did I describe you. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon as well. New videos are out every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You can follow me on Instagram for daily pick a card readings, and DM me if you're a follower to book a reading. Otherwise, you'll find my email ID in the description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 3, so for those of you who chose the blue and white stone, let's find out first through your oracle cards, how are you? So the first card that we have for you is Lord Shiva, that says transcendence. Oops. Then we have Pig, maintain self-worth and self-esteem. And finally we have Guide, represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. You will hear construction noises in the background, please excuse them. Alright, so Group 3, you guys have a very powerful third eye chakra, whether you're aware of it or not. In fact, I feel like most of you might have noticed this thing, that your intuition never fails you. I am not implying that you guys are practicing, something using your psychic abilities, not necessary, but your intuition is always on fleek. And you can master it if you want to. It's an additional message that if you want to channel more of your intuition, if you want to strengthen your intuition game, you should definitely listen to some third eye chakra opening or healing meditative music on YouTube or wherever. It's really going to help you. You are very well connected to spirit as well. You might not even be trying very hard, but you automatically get all these intuitive downloads. You might be short-tempered as well. You do not have any tolerance for bullshit, basically, Group 3. You are very good at calling people out for their BS. You don't have any tolerance for those kinds of things. You have very healthy boundaries that you have set up around yourself. Your self-worth, your self-esteem are very important to you, and you never compromise those for anybody or for anything. If you are, you most definitely shouldn't. Because Group 3 over here, from what I can see, is that this is a bunch of fiery, independent, badass individual people. You guys have consciously created this image of yourselves that you are not the kind of people to be messed with. Because you will simply not tolerate it. If somebody thinks that they can say anything to you or do whatever they want and that they can get away with it, that is going to be the biggest mistake of their life, Group 3, because you do not let things slide at all. You simply don't. Especially if somebody is saying anything to you and you know for a fact that you are right, you're not going to sit there and take it. And I feel like you don't care who that person is. They can be somebody that's very older than you. They can be your superior at work. You don't care. If you're right, you're right. And if they're wrong, they're wrong. And you are going to tell them that to their face. Another message that I'm getting with the contrast that I'm picking up over here is that you might be the kind of people who have often heard, once you become friends with somebody, they might have often told you that initially they found you very inapproachable. Like they did not have the right words to say to you, or they thought that you might not be interested in becoming friends with them. Because you might be having that cold, unwelcoming stance to you, which isn't true, of course. There is a lot of warmth in your heart and in your, just general, you are nice people, but it's just that you're not the kind of people who are always necessarily smiling. Just like me, you might be having a resting bitch face, and many people might have told you that it makes you look a little unapproachable, but, well, that's just how it is. Once somebody gets to know you, they realize that you're actually a coconut person. You have this hard exterior shell, but you're actually a softie on the inside. Nonetheless, you are not somebody to be messed with. With Guide over here, you might be the kind of people who look a tad bit older than their actual age. Oftentimes people might have confused you to be the older sibling as compared to your younger sibling because you look, as compared to your older sibling because you look older than them. You might have faced it a lot growing up, and you might have actually been irritated by it at some point. Like, I'm the younger one. Why do they think from where or how do I look older? Maybe you can't see it, but it is true. You do look a little older than your age, just a little. Another message over here is that you are wise beyond your years, Group 3, which is why if you also, by the way, side message, if you want to make a career in psychology, it's going to be very good for you, because I see over here that you guys naturally make very good counselors or therapists, because you have this innate ability to lead people, to show them the way, to bring forth their issues to the surface and help them to cleanse it. Even if you aren't a psychologist, or even if you've never studied psychology in your life, I feel like still you are very good at identifying what's up with people. And if you care for them, or if they're friends with you, you also help them. I am not necessarily picking up that you're the kind of people who will go out of their way to help somebody. I'm not getting that energy for you. But yes, if somebody asks for help, you do not deny it. In fact, you're very good at rectifying what the problem is. You might have been very good students in terms of your grades as well throughout school and college. You might have scored very good marks and stuff like that. You've gotten lots of scholarships and all as well. The teachers are very fond of you. You might have been the teacher's pet because of the fact that you knew a lot outside of your textbooks too. In fact, another message that I'm getting for you, Group 3, is that you are the kind of people who did not like their textbooks. You liked to know everything that was not in your prescribed syllabus, actually. That's just how you are. You like to gain knowledge, but not necessarily from the book that's handed out to you. You'd rather find your own sources of knowledge and quench your thirst that way. Owls or pigs might be your spirit animals, or even snakes. That's an additional message that I'm picking up for you over here. You don't like to make compromises, and you hate it when somebody tells you to compromise. That might be one of the few words in your dictionary that you hate a lot, and you don't even understand who came up with that word in the first place. You might have been told things like, you need to compromise in relationships and whatnot, or with your superiors at work. You don't care. You don't care for that kind of thing with Transcendence and Pig over here. If somebody is not right, they're not right. Then you do not care beyond that. And if you feel like you haven't done anything wrong, or if you haven't said anything wrong, you do not believe in compromising uselessly. Because I feel like with Pig over here, you are of the mindset that if you bow down once, people might start treating you like a doormat and then tend to walk all over you in the future. And you cannot accept that. So you set an example by your very first fight that you are not to be messed with. Alright, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Star over here, strong Aquarius energies. Then we have the Five of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius again, Strength, Leo. And then we have Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Alright, so with Strength over here, you guys might not be aware of this consciously, but sometimes you tend to show off a little bit. In fact, your friends might even tease you about it, like you're such a show off, or you're such a, you're such a, you even realize what you're doing, or that you're doing it, but you do. In fact, with Strength and Star, I'm getting that you're very good looking. There are many people that are after you, and you know that, and you like to marinate in those energies a little bit. Like, once you take notice that somebody is, basically you are the kind of people who like the attention that they get. You don't run away from it. You don't shy away from it. You don't necessarily chase it. But if you get to know that somebody's interested in you or something, you like to have your fun with it. So that is that. Another message that I'm getting with Strength over here, again, I'm getting the whole short temper thing. I don't think that comes to you a lot. For the most part, you're very calm individuals, but your anger, and a lot of people might have pointed out this anger issue of yours, by the way. With the Star and the Aquarius vibes that I'm getting, your way of perceiving things or doing things is very different from the rest. And I think that in itself is an enigma which separates you from others, which is why also so many people find you attractive, because you automatically stand out from the crowd without even having to try too hard to do it. It just comes naturally to you. I'm also getting that you are somebody that gets defensive very easily with the Five of Swords. Like, if you are right, of course you're right, but I feel like with Five of Swords, even even constructive criticism is something that you aren't very good at receiving. Hello, I can relate. Even I mean, I'm an aqua moon as well. So anyway, with Five of Swords over here, yeah, you cannot handle criticism very well, even if it is positive, even if it is constructive. And another thing, keeping out the whole criticism thing aside, in general, if somebody tries to tell you that you're wrong, or somebody tries to put allegations on you, somebody tries to bring you down, you alone are enough to take care of all of those people. You don't need anybody's help. You don't need cheerleaders, you don't need a support system, you don't need other people to frame your messages for you. You can tackle bullies and you can tackle haters all on your own. In fact, with strength and the Five of Swords, I'm getting this very strong message that you don't let shit slide. You make sure that they know that they've messed with the wrong person and that they do not repeat it again. With Queen of Pentacles, I'm also getting a message that you are destined for a lot of success in your career. Whether it is business or whether it is, a job, but you are going to be very good at it and you're going to make a lot of money from it as well. I'm also getting a message that if right now you're single, some Aquarius or Leo or some other air sign might be interested in you, but lurking around you right now for the fear of you not being very open to them. But I feel like once they have worked up their strength enough, they might approach you with an offer. Now, whether or not you take it, of course, is your choice, but that's just an additional message that I am getting. Let me see anything else. You guys have, you might have been very good debaters as well back in school and college. Okay, finally, I have a life tip for you, Group 3. And that is, ask for what you want. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everybody has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. Basically, the message is speak up. Don't let anything sit heavily in your head or in your heart. If you have something to say, just go ahead and say it. If somebody wants to refuse, that's their choice. If somebody wants to pay attention to what you're saying, that's their choice. But your priority, Group 3, should be your mental peace. And if it comes at, through the form of speaking out your truth, then so be it. Do not be afraid of that. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you. Let me know down in the comment section below how apt I was with your description. Give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon. New videos are out every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You can also follow me on Instagram for daily pick a card readings, and DM me if you're a follower over there to book a reading with me. Otherwise, you can find my email ID given below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.